Of all the videos that I get requested to share with you guys, how I film my videos and my camera setup and everything like that, that is probably my most requested video. I have over the years kind of picked up a lot of things through trial and error, through doing a lot of research, and through practice, and just basically by virtue of being on YouTube, you tend to learn a lot during the entire process. My very first video, I filmed it on my laptop, and then I got a camcorder, and then I filmed on that. And then after that, I invested in my first DSLR, which was a Nikon D5100. Had that for quite a few years, enjoyed it. After the D5100, around last year, I ended up kind of jumping in a little bit more, and I invested in a more expensive camera, something that I thought was better quality. I think what's most important is that you don't have to have the most expensive camera out there. And while those cameras are amazing, I mean 5D, Mark III, Mark II, whatever those are, those cameras are really amazing. I've seen videos with them and they look really, really great. While those cameras are amazing, you do not have to get one of those cameras in order to have good videos. And I feel like the main drive behind a good video is your skill. So I think the main thing that you need to work on is figuring out what you need to know about your camera, learning about your camera, finding out what every button on your camera does, and using that to your advantage. I use natural lighting, so I sit in front of my big window in my living room and I just film there. I literally turn my camera on, press record, and I sit down and I film. But natural lighting is the best lighting that you can ever use for your videos, for your photos. It just offers the best of everything that you need. I have used artificial lighting in the past. If you guys follow me on social media or anything like that, I have told people that I use artificial lighting. I never knock artificial lighting. I feel like for some people who don't have the luxury of having big windows and east-facing views, then artificial lighting is probably where you're gonna have to go. At one point in my life, I lived in a basement, and that apartment had not a lot of windows, and one of the rooms that I was filming in didn't have any windows. And so with that, I had to use artificial lighting. I had to buy lights to film my videos. And so you just kind of have to work with what you have and find ways around it. But now that I have a big window, I definitely try to make use of it, and I try to take advantage of that. This is the Canon G7X. It is my vlogging camera. It's just a nice nifty little camera here, and something as small as this, it packs a lot of oomph, you know what I mean? So I believe it is, I'm not sure, I believe it's a 20 megapixel camera, but it has a flip up screen, which is great for vloggers. So when you're vlogging, you can go like that, and you can film. So it's really great for that because you can see yourself, and then you can always flip the screen back down and turn it around and vlog like this. It takes really awesome photos. I can flip this up, I can take a photo if I wanted to, and it'll just be great. So really like it. It's just great for doing little things. The cool thing about this camera too is that it has Wi-Fi, so I can send photos directly from the camera to my phone, and that's just a really great way to like edit your photos and upload onto Instagram and all of that good stuff. So this is what I use for vlogging and just little bits and things. Sometimes I'll use it to take photos, but for the good chunk of Instagram, I use my phone. I use a Canon EOS 70D. So this camera, I got it last year. I'm not entirely sure. I think I got it back in March. So I've had it for about a year, almost a year and 3 months now. It came with the kit lens, which is the 18-135. Now this is a zoom lens, and pretty much I can use this to kind of zoom in on things that are really far away without compromising on the pixelation or the quality of the photo or the video itself. So I like that lens for whenever I'm filming my lookbooks or any video that you need to see full body or see things that are really up close and you don't have much room to kind of get all of that in the footage. Then using that lens is really good because I can zoom out, which gives me more room to film things and everything like that, which is it comes in handy, but it's not a lens that I like to use for these sit down face to camera videos, just because I feel like the 50mm lens just allows just a bit more light to get in, and it just kind of gives the video a really nice ambiance, and I just think it's optimal for what I'm doing right now. So this is the 50mm that I'm filming with. This is often called the Nifty 50 because it is just a really great all-around lens. This lens is really good for pretty much what you see behind me, which is kind of like this blurred background. That's called a bokeh or bokeh. It really depends on how you want to pronounce it, but the blurred out background is called a bokeh, and the 50mm lens is great for that because it has a small aperture. So the smaller your aperture, the more likely it is that you can get your blurred out background. So I often keep mine on the smallest, which is 1.8, and keeping it that low, not only does it give you the blurred out background, but it also allows more light to enter into the camera itself. For my camera, what I really like about it is that it has the flip out screen, so I can see myself when I'm filming my videos. I know when I'm in focus, I know when I'm out of focus, and that would be probably the only downside of this entire filming process, and it is pretty much making sure that I'm in focus. So the lens that I use, even though the camera has a silent motor, so whenever with the, say for example, the 18-135, that's also a silent motor lens as well. So whenever it's adjusting the zoom or adjusting to make sure that I stay in focus, you won't hear it. But with the 50mm lens, you will hear it. It's very, very loud. So I've had to put my camera into manual focus in order to get rid of that loud focusing noise. So pretty much what I have to do is I turn on the camera and I have it on autofocus. So while I'm sitting down, it'll be autofocusing just to kind of get me in focus. And then once I'm in focus, or after a period of time, it will shut off. Once it shuts off, the focus is locked onto wherever the last point it was focused on. So I just make sure that I'm the last point that the lens was focused on, and then once it shuts off, I switch it from autofocus to manual focus. So when I turn it back on and I hit record, I'm in focus, but I just have to make sure that I don't move around too much, because if I go like this, I'm gonna fall out of focus a little bit. If I go like this, I'm gonna also fall out of focus a little bit. So I just have to make sure that I'm just in the right space and the right location for filming the video, and just making sure that I stay in focus. That being said, if I'm out of focus right now, I apologize, bear with me. Without your microphone, your audio can be a bit off, so any good YouTuber or any YouTuber who does care about the quality of their videos will have a decent microphone. You can get these, they can range anywhere from about $50 up to, $500, sometimes even more. The microphone that I have is the Rode Videomic. It is a really, really good microphone. My wife loves techie stuff, so she does all the research and she tells me the best one that she thinks I should get. And so I ended up getting this one, and I really like it. It's just one of those that you kind of attach to the top of your camera, you turn it on, and you put your, you just plug it into the camera and you're good to go. With my camera settings, I keep my camera on manual setting. This just makes it really easy for me to edit the video once I upload it onto my computer. So it just gives me a lot more control over exactly how I want my videos to come out, and it gives me control over the lighting, the vividness of the video, the softness, all of that stuff. It gives me a lot of control. With manual setting, it's definitely something that you need to practice on. The easiest setting to go with obviously is auto. Just switch it on there. It does all the work for you, and you just have to press record and go. That is pretty much how I film my videos. I just kind of sit in my chair and I turn the camera on and I film, and I'm good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found it helpful, even just a little bit. Before I go, I want to thank you so much, so much for 10,000 subscribers. It took a while, but at the end of the day, I am always really grateful for one subscriber. I will look at my subscriber count and be like, oh my gosh, I got a subscriber today. And that just makes me feel really good, because one subscriber is as good as 10,000 for me. And I just really appreciate you guys watching my videos and clicking like and clicking subscribe and sharing with your friends and commenting. I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, and I will catch you next time. Bye guys.